So in today's session, we are going to discuss about record producers, guys. Record producers are used to submit the records on tables in the database. Okay, record producers are used to submit Guys, is my voice audible? Okay. So what I'm trying to tell you is, so in the service node tables, we can create the records from different sources, guys. In the service node tables, we can create the records from different sources. Record producers are actually one of the source to create the records in the tables. Okay. So I did mention in the past that in the service node tables, we can create the records from different sources. Form is actually one of the source, and form is actually one of the source. What is this? Okay. If you see using Excel sheet, you can create a record on the table. Using form, you can create a record on the table. Using script, you can create a record on the table. Using email, you can create a record on the table. Using record producers also, you can create the record on the table. Okay. So using record producers, we can submit the records on the table in the database. So what did I mention? Record producers are used to submit the records on the tables in the database. Suppose guys, if I want to create a HR case record using record producer, you can create the HR case record using record producer also. Record HR case record, you can create it from the form. You can create it from API. You can create it using script. You can create it using email. You can create it using Excel sheet. So from these different sources, you can create the HR case record, guys. Okay. So I am going to create the HR case record using record producer, guys. I am going to create a record producer. Okay. So you can go to the record producers here. These record producers are actually class of catalog items. Record producers is actually another class of catalog items. Remember, record producer also comes under a catalog item. Remember guys, catalog item also comes under catalog items. A record producer also comes under catalog items. If you go to the record producer table, okay, if you go to the any record producer table, it will you will see it is actually extending catalog item table. So record producers comes under catalog items. Catalog items also comes under catalog items. Right click configure, go to table here. You will be able to see here it is referencing catalog item table. You can see it is extending catalog item table. So record producer, order guide, catalog item. So all these comes under catalog item table only. If you go to the tables here, if you go to the tables under system definition, okay, you can see here, you can see record producers is actually coming under catalog item. Catalog item. Catalog item is actually a parent for this particular record producer, guys. For order guide also, catalog item is the parent. Okay. So for content item also, the parent table is catalog item. So guys, record producer also comes under catalog items. Catalog item comes under catalog item. Okay, that is okay. Record producers also comes under catalog items. Hope you understand, guys. Hmm? Do you understand that? Okay. So today I am going to create a new record producer, guys. I am going to create a new record producer. Okay. Create HR case. Create HR case. So here you can select the HR case table here. On which table you want to create the record, the table name you have to select here, guys. The record producer table name means on which table you want to create the record. Okay. Create HR case. Okay. So just create the record producer. If you create the record producer, you will be able to see variables, variable sets, available for, not available for. So you can see variables, variable sets, catalog UI policies, catalog client scripts available for, not available for, categories, catalogs, data lookup definitions, related articles, related items, session topics. We already have discussed about these things. Okay, we already have discussed about these things. Okay, getting my point, right? Okay. So guys, only difference that you see here in the record producer is, only difference that you see in the record producer is, okay. So here you can see map to field option extra, you will be able to see in the order guide variables. In the order guide variables, you will be able to see map to field option, guys. This map to field option, you won't be able to see in the catalog item variables. In the catalog item variables, you won't be able to see this map to field option. So only in the record producers, you can see this map to field option. So what I am doing here is, first of all, I am creating a reference field. The reference field I am creating here as, okay, I'm creating as requested for, which is referencing user table. Is referencing user table. Okay. So here this requested for variable I am mapping with the HR case caller. I am selecting here caller. So I'm mapping this variable with the HR case caller field, guys. Okay. I am making it as mandatory here. Submit this one. I'm creating a second variable here. That is actually category. So here I am actually creating select box. Select box is nothing but choice field. Order I am giving here as 200. Okay, category. So here in the type specifications table, I am actually selecting here as HR case, inheriting the choices here. HR case, and here HR case category choices I am actually inheriting here. This one is not mandatory one. Okay. Okay. This one I am actually creating a select box variable. This one is also subcategory I am giving here. Variable name I am giving here as subcategory. So I am mapping this with the subcategory field here. Okay. The previous one I had mapped it to category field. Okay. So I did not map this one. Let me map this one. I have mapped it to okay. Now I'm actually creating more variables. Three more variables: configuration item, short description, description. Okay. And this one is actually a reference field. 400. Configuration item. So I'm referencing configuration item here. Configuration item is mandatory one. So I did not map this one, right? Let me map this one to U underscore. Okay, we'll map this one. So map to field can just you can map it to configuration item field. Just update this one. So short description and description you can provide it here, guys. Short description. This one I'm giving here as order 500. Our description is also a mandatory one. I'm going to create another variable called this one is actually a multi-line text. Multi-line text. I'm giving order here as 600. Description. Okay. This one I am not making it mandatory. I am making it a description field in the HR case table. Okay. So this is the record producer that we designed, guys. Okay. In this record producer, we created 6 variables. These 6 variables we mapped with the 6 fields. So we created 6 variables. We mapped these 6 variables with the 6 fields in the HR case table. Okay. I am going to use this record producer form to create the HR case record, guys. I am going to use this HR case form, this record producer form to create the HR case record. I'm just clicking on try it here. Abraham Lincoln, category software, subcategory. In the subcategory, we did not extend the choices, right? We'll extend the choices here. Okay. Okay. So here, subcategory. Okay. Let me just refresh this one. So this is a record producer form, guys. Here I am selecting the color, okay, category and subcategory, configuration item, start description, HR case, just 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can submit here. So if you can see here, it will create a HR case record. Now you can see color as Adila, category as software, subcategory as defect, and configuration item as this one. And you can see the short description is this one, and description is this one. Okay. Getting my point. So here it has created the HR case record from the record producer form, guys. Once you submit the record producer, it has created the HR case. Okay. Guys, if you can understand one thing here. So why do they have to submit the HR case record from the record producers? They can directly come here and open the form, right? Getting my point? They can directly come here and submit the form, right? They can directly open the form, they can submit the record, right? Why do they have to submit it from the record producer? Hmm? Guys, remember to open this particular HR case form, this particular HR case form, you should have permission. You should have permission to open this particular HR case record. Okay, you should have read permission, you should have write permission, you should have create permission to create the record on the HR case table. If you don't have read, write, create permission, if you don't have read, write, create permission, you can't open this particular HR case form, guys. Okay. Yes, ACL. You must satisfy the ACL to read this HR case form, to write this HR case form, to create this HR case record. When it comes to the record producer, in the record producer, you don't have to have the permissions to create the record on the tables, guys. Okay, from the record producers, even though you don't have permission, okay, from the record producers, you can create the records, guys. Okay. So how employees will open the record producers is that, let me open one record producer. The record producer category, service catalog. Okay, services I am selecting here. Accessibility, service catalog, services. So they will open the service portal, guys. In the service portal, they will open request something. They will open request something under service catalog. Under services section. So you will be able to see create HR case record producer here, guys. They can access the record producer something like this. They don't have to have the permission to open the record producer, guys. You can open this record producer. You will actually fill the field values. They will submit the form. Okay, next record. So once they submitted it, we will actually create a record in the HR case table. So even though you don't have permission on the HR case table, from the record producer, you can create the record. You understand my point? Everyone? Everyone. Okay, fine. So, so from the record producers, guys, you can create it, you can update it, you can delete it. So that's what I'm going to tell you now. So here in the record producer, you can also write the script, guys. You can also write the script. Okay. So guys, what we have done now, we have done the field mapping. We have mapped the variables using map to field option. So using this map to field option, we have mapped the variables and HR case fields. So I am not doing the mapping manually, guys. I'm going to do the mapping using scripting. I'm actually making this map to field as false here. I'm doing map to field as false here. Okay. So I have done map to field as false here. I am going to do the field mapping using scripting here. So in the record producer, you have an option to write the script here, guys. Okay. You have an option to write the script here. So what you can do when you are trying to submit the record, when you are actually trying to when you are trying to submit the record producer. Okay. So you have to create a variable here, HR case record variable. If that record is already there, it has to update that HR case record. So you create a variable here called HR case. Okay. Existing case, select existing case or update HR case. I'm creating one more variable here. Type of case. Is I'm actually selecting here as select box. This one order I'm giving here as 50. Okay. Mandatory. I'm creating two choices here. New case. Okay. New case. Or you can provide there as create case. Create new case. Update existing case. Update existing case. Delete case. Okay. Delete case. Okay. Guys, in the record producer, you have primarily two objects available. In the record producer, you have primarily two objects available, guys. Okay. So guys, here in the script, you have primarily two objects available here. One is actually current object. Another one is actually producer object. Current object refers to the table that we selected here. So here we have selected HR case. We have selected HR case here. Current object refers to HR case. Producer object refers to record producer variable name. Producer object refers to record producer variable names. Okay. So what I am doing here, the script, what I am doing is I am going to do the field mapping using scripting, guys. Okay. So see here, if producer dot producer dot type of underscore request equal to new case. Okay, new case. Guys, here you have to take the choice value. Remember, choice label is different, choice value is different. You have to take the choice value here. So here you have to take new case here. Okay. Okay. If update existing case, delete case. Okay. So what you will do, you will do the field mapping using script, guys. You will do the field mapping using scripting. So current dot u underscore caller. U underscore caller is actually HR case field name is equal to producer dot u underscore caller. Caller are requested for. Also a caller only. Okay. So guys, to create the record, you have to use current dot insert. Current dot insert will create the record. I don't think you have to use this one, guys. Okay. So you have done the field mapping, right? It will automatically create the record. So if you have to update the record, you have to write a glide record here. Okay, you have to write a glide record here. You have to query the HR case record. U underscore HR underscore case. Okay. Guys, here in the record producer, you have to create a variable called select HR case. Select HR case. So you will actually query that HR case with the system ID. Okay. Producer dot producer dot HR underscore case. What it does, it will actually read the, it will actually query the HR case record from the database. So what we can do is we can use PR dot set value. Okay. GR dot set value. Producer dot U underscore caller. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you will query the record from the table and you will actually update those details. Color is there, you will update the color. If category is there, you will update the category. Subcategory is there, you will update the subcategory. Configuration item is there, you will update the configuration item. If short description is there, you will update the short description. So you have to use gr dot update here. Gr.update. You have to write current dot set about action, set about action 2. So here it should not create the record, it should update the record, right? See, what exactly it does is that it will actually query the HR case record from the database, it will update that record, and whatever the record by default will be created, you should actually stop that. Okay, it will actually stop record creation. Getting my point? If it is delete case, what you will do, you will write this logic here. Okay. You will just delete the record. gr dot delete record. Okay. Here also you have to write current dot set about action 2. Okay. So you don't have to write that set workflow false. Okay. So in the record producer, this current object and this producer object are very important, guys. Current object refers to table fields. Whatever the table that you selected here, the table fields you can access using current object. Producer object means you can in the record producer there are variables, right? Those record producer variables, if you want to access, you can use producer object. Okay. So guys, here in the record producer, you have to create one more variable called HR case. This is a reference type of field. Okay. HR case. I am not mapping this one to any field, guys. Okay. Order this one I am giving here as 75. So guys, we have to write a UI policy. We have to write a UI policy. In the type of case, when we select update HR case, delete case, then this field should appear and should become mandatory. I am going to create a UI policy. Okay. Display HR case. Okay. Type of case is one of okay, update existing record or delete case. This UI policy will run. Okay. Now in the UI policy, you have to create a UI policy actions. UI policy actions you have to create here. Variable name, HR case should appear, should be mandatory. Okay, that's it. Now you go to the record producer form. So when I select here, update existing HR case, now you can see HR case is actually appearing and getting mandatory. When I select delete HR case, okay. Now I am selecting one HR case number, guys. Number here, guys. Okay. So and you have to, you don't have to select all these things for deleting and all. You don't have to select all these things. Okay. Okay. So what is the HR case number? You have to remember this one. This one will be deleted from the database, guys. Once you submit this, what is this? Has it created new one? We'll go to the HR cases. Record is still exists. Record still exists. Something didn't work here. So we are deleting. We have deleted. We selected delete, right? The record producer, did we select delete or update? Delete only, right? Okay. Just a moment. Let me check the logic here. Type of request or type of case? This type of case. What did we mention here? It should be type of case here we have to mention. Delete case I am selecting here. Configuration item. You submit this one. What is it telling? Record not found. Record deleted. If you go to the HR cases, if you look for this particular record, the record is deleted from the database. Now we will try to update it, guys. We'll try to update it. So this time I am selecting update existing case. So I am selecting another HR case here. Okay. Category to network, I am selecting. Subcategory to Wi-Fi, I am selecting it. Update. What happened? Again deleted or what? We'll just refresh this one. Record we already deleted, right? Why again it is telling delete record. Okay. We'll see what record we selected and all. So when we select the update HR case, we have to see that HR case, right? We selected update, right? We'll see this one. We'll open this particular HR case record from here. After updating, we can redirect as well. Okay. Now I am actually going to submit this one. It has updated in the backend. It has updated in the backend. I think somewhere we have this mismapped. Okay. The scripting we did some mismapping. Okay. So I think we are actually mapping caller with the category, and that is the mismapping that we are doing here. After that, here, after updating, we have to redirect it to the same URL. In that case, what I have to do is, okay, portal producer dot redirect is equal to, so you can just provide the URL u underscore u underscore hr underscore case question mark SID is equal to s producer dot hr underscore case producer dot hr underscore case. Okay. So once I update the record, it will redirect to HR case record. So likewise, guys, you can create record producer on any table. You can do the CRUD operations, guys. Okay. You understand, right? Everyone? Click on submit here. Now it has redirected to the URL. Caller is not mapped. Category is not mapped. I think mapping did not happen properly here. Caller. Subcategory, category, subcategory, subcategory, configuration item, configuration item, short description, short description. Now the mapping has happened properly. So it is redirecting the URL properly. Okay. Now this time it is updating the record. So guys, from the record producer, you can write the script, guys. In the record producer, you can write the script. Okay. So this is actually, this will create the record. So here what we are doing using glide record, you are actually querying the record from the database. You are updating the record using gr.update. So if you selected delete case, it is deleting the record from the database. You understand my point, right? Everyone? Guys, are you clear? Are you clear with the record producers concept, guys? So if you want to create the record on any table, you can actually select that table. You can do the CRUD operations, guys. So in the record producers, you have two important things you have to remember. One is producer object, another one is current object. Current object refers to the table that you selected here. Okay. So producer object refers to the record producer variable values. Okay. Producer object refers to this record producer variable values. Hope you guys are clear. Any questions from anyone, guys?
Uday, I have one query. So
Yes.
here we are creating fields, right, in the record producer. So suppose if it is mandatory on the form, so same field has to be mandatory here also.
Yeah, you can make
Like,
it mandatory here.
no, we have to follow the same, or like even we can do like if suppose on the form mandatory here, not
It is
mandatory
not
like
mandatory
that.
means you can still submit it.
Okay.
Both are different forms. You can still submit it. Okay.
Okay.
So for that, if you don't want to allow them to submit it, you have to write a data policy. Data policy will work from all the sources, including record producers, right?
Yep.
Then data policies you have to write.
Why? Because if suppose on the form it is read only, here in the catalog, like here in the producer, I given the normal like mandatory, then it will be conflict, right? Generally.
Yes. Yes. So guys, here you have to write current.setup action true, so that it will actually avoid the record creation. So here also I have written current.setup action true, so that it will avoid the record creation. By default, it will try to create the record, guys. Okay. By default, record producer try to create the record. So what I am doing, I am doing update here, so that I should avoid the creation. I am doing delete here, so that I should avoid creation. Okay.
So Uday, like out of box feature like these record producers will be there for like incident problem these things.
Yeah, out of box there are actually some record producers.
Okay. But one thing, like if we give the like it is self-service, right? Everybody can go and do the things, right? But
Yeah.
actually we can control by via available for and not available for. But we have to give that available or not available, right? Otherwise, like suppose if some priority incident is there, like if somebody came and delete, then it will be issue, right?
Yes.
So then in that case, we have to use anyway that roles, right? Available for or not available, we have to restrict there, right?
Yeah. We can in the available for, not available for, we can always restrict. Even if you want to restrict at the variables level also, you can restrict it.
Okay. Yeah, otherwise, like if delete option we can give for anyone, like if somebody came, like they were trying to do something, like it is some priority tickets are there, it is deleted, then it is issue, right?
Mm. Any questions from anyone?
Hello, Uday.
Yeah, hi.
Same question, Uday. Actually, it's not clear. Avamsha asked, right? If in the record producer, if one variable is not mandatory, but in the HR case, it is the mandatory. Then how
You
we
can
can
still submit it. You can still submit it.
okay. But in general, what we should do is we have to replicate the exactly the HR case, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So guys, this week I will try to complete, guys. Okay. If any uh, some more any remaining few topics are there, means I'll actually teach with another batch. Okay. Maximum I'll try to complete it by this week. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. We'll see you there in tomorrow session, guys. Thank you all. Thank you, everyone.